Okay, well, this is the big bleeper, and I'm here with the little bleeper. We are in our lounge room having coffee, 6 a.m., and we've decided to do a morning podcast type thing where we talk about things that got on during the week. And yeah, so what are we calling this? Are we calling it
Bleepers in cars bleepers on couches getting coffee, drinking coffee.
Got coffee. We got coffee. So yeah. Um, Actually having a mouthful of coffee right there, yum. By the way, if you have a Cafe Italy machine, the Audi pods fit the Cafe Italy machine. Cafe Italy, sorry, it's called. I always call it Cafe Italy. Anyway, right. Well, today I want to talk about a great thing that happened during the week. We do reputation management for our clients, and it's one of our favourite products for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that it is really imperative for a business to um, use it and have it, and yet in Australia almost no one does it.
Well done, big bleeper.
What?
It's imperative for a business to have it. If you care about your business, you'll want to have it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair.
That's what this podcast is about.
Yeah. Well, it's what I'm saying though. It's hard for a business owner to understand that it's important because it doesn't do anything. It sits in the background and runs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything.
But then it does everything.
And yeah, then when it works, it does everything. So what happened this week was we've got a new client. He sells firewood. This guy, and he's a real what I call soul of the earth sort of guy, and good fun to be around. He's a real locker, and yeah. So I've been down there and we've been setting all this stuff up over the last 2 months. We've set up all his reputation management. And so what we do when we do that, we put into place a system that does two things. The first thing it does is it collects email addresses and names of everyone that comes into your business. And then we send them out basically a request to review. And there's a system for doing that. And in that review request we do it in two parts. One is, hey, we'd really love it if you review us. But another part of it is, if you're not happy, then click on this link and tell us. And what was great this week is that he actually had, just out of the blue, he told me, he said, oh, Jono, by the way, I had a complaint this week. I said, oh, really? Where'd that come in? Because it came through the review. They actually sent the email back in through the review. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So what's happened is a police officer who buys firewood has got the firewood to her house and she's been unhappy. It hasn't lit. And she's felt that it's wet and it's come up through the rain. So this is one of the problems with delivering firewood. You've got to deliver it in the rain sometimes. And on the way to the house, it gets wet. And, of course, what's happened is that she's gone to light the fire. The wood's been wet on the outside. And so she's thought it's wet wood. That's why it didn't light. So she's complained and been really upset. And normally, the way people complain today is they go to Google. Yeah, they tell us on Google. They tell us on Facebook.
I'm going to make sure everyone knows that this person is not a good person to deal with, and I will not buy anything from them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's
they think they're actually doing a good thing.
Yeah, they're doing good service to the community, and they're angry, and they think I want to hurt the business, and more importantly, I want to protect other people from being hurt like I'm hurt right now. And so she's rung this guy, and she said, "Look, I'm unhappy," and
she emailed.
Well, she used the actual system we've put in place. And so it's come through to his email and he's been able to respond. He's gone out to a house. And interestingly, when he got there, the wood's not wet. He's gone and got the moisture tester out. He's gone and tested it. And it's, wood is considered burnable or dry at 25% moisture. And so he's done the test and it's like 23% on some pieces and 14% on others and 17% on others. So basically all the wood's fine. And when he's gone inside to have a look at the fire, she's got a special type of fire. It needs to be serviced and maintained a certain way. And it's actually got 3 inches of ash in the bottom of it. And that's stopping it from actually sucking air up underneath. And so when he cleaned it out and showed her how to clean it out and do all that sort of stuff, everything lights and it all went along great. And then he actually showed her how to build the fire properly and she was putting too much wood in it. over not letting the wood get to heat. You can actually, once the fire starts, going to get to heat. But what's so good about this is that the system worked, and he's turned a customer who was not only unhappy, but was going to actually really go out of their way
To damage his business.
Yeah, and that is going to become more and more prevalent over time.
But now she's not only a customer for life, she'll be an advocate for him. If someone's still looking for firewood, she goes, well, I wouldn't go anywhere other than this guy. Because even when I had a problem, he took the time to come out and see me. And there is no better customer. There's, as it out of a negative comes a massive positive. This customer's not indifferent and just okay happy and leaving a review. She's off the chart happy now because he's had the opportunity to turn something negative into a huge positive. And for business owners, without the negatives, we run away from the negatives all the time because we don't want anything to go bad because it makes everything more difficult. You actually need you need the negative feedback so you can improve your business. Without it, there's no way to improve.
Well, yeah, so the problem here is that in America now, there's businesses going out of business because of the negative feedback. And they've been getting it all this time, but not doing anything about it.
Yeah, and it's too hard to fix.
So what this guy
have a bad reputation.
Yeah, so what this guy's done this week is he's had a chance to have an unhappy customer.
Yeah.
He's known about it instantly. So when she's unhappy, she's responded. He's been on the phone to her the next hour, made a time to go and see her, gone and seen her, fixed the problem. Not only is the problem fixed, no bad review. The second thing, she's happy, and as you said, lifetime customer. Now, the second point to this, which is really important, is that his rating has gone from 4.4 to 4.5 to 4.6 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And in another week or so, he's going to go to 4.7, all right, because he's getting regular positive reviews now because of our system in place. His business is getting regular positive reviews. They're going to outweigh the negative reviews. Everyone gets negative reviews, especially if you're a restaurant or one of those sort of businesses. Medical centres, restaurants, someone who's got lots of customers coming through all the time, cafes, they're going to have negative reviews. You've just got to get more positive reviews than you get negative, and you're going to go up, all right? And you've got to have a system in place to do that, or else it's not going to work.
Well, that brings it back to reputation management. A system to manage reputation is in real time. So it's
got to be running. It's got to be running all the time. It's not something you do when you feel like it.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone treats it. Oh, I'll do that next week, or I'll do that when I want to.
Because if she had it, like, there's a hypothetical here, whereas he didn't know that she was unhappy with the wood, and maybe she comes in 6 months later because she can't be bothered getting it from anybody else. She's forgotten how upset she was that the last lot wasn't that good, and she just goes, I'll just get it from that guy again. And then she says in the conversation, oh, by the way, the last time I got it, it didn't really, this is not going to happen this time, is it, or whatever. And so the emotion's not there. She's indifferent to it all. It's hard for him might be hard for him to sell to her, but it's also hard for him to impress her as well. Whereas dealing with that negative instantly, or as in real time, she's been able to send an email, he's been able to respond. It's gold. It really is gold.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and he gets to double check that his systems are right.
Yeah.
So he's actually up at her house.
Yeah.
He's got the moisture meter out. He's gone and checked all the wood. The wood's fine.
Yeah.
Delivery's been fine. It was prompt. Everything. So he's got confirmation. Everything I'm doing is great.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep doing more of that.
You'll be happy.
Mate, yeah.
Now, the great news for him is that this week or next week he's going to go to 4.7, and at 4.7 he's ahead of all his competitors, and he's now going to be the top-ranked business in town.
Yeah.
And that's not so important in 2018 in Australia, but 2019, 2020 in Australia, we're going to catch up to America. And in America, businesses are actually going broke right now because of reputation management. Yeah,
and that's going to happen here. So they're going to be scrambling to try and save themselves.
And they won't be able to catch up.
But the other thing to add here is now that this owner knows that this could be a potential problem with firewood, people don't know how to maintain their fireplaces.
Yeah.
One, we can now produce content that covers those those things.
Yeah.
And also, when it's delivered, he can tell the delivery guy to add, here's your firewood, thanks very much, yada yada. Just wanted you to know I have moisture tested this wood right now as I've put it on in your pile, and it's well below what it needs to be to burn well. So if you have any problems, let us know, because it's not the wood. So they can actually cover that off while they're delivering it. And so if they have trouble lighting it, the customer goes, well, the guy said it wasn't,
The moisture's
the
fine. I
moisture's
saw
fine.
him test it.
Must be something else.
Yeah, I saw him test it when he dropped it off.
Yeah. So now we can almost say that problem won't happen again. It's covered off. We've got a system in place now to address that every time we deliver wood, or even if he can hand them a flyer, so, or something to communicate that, so the customer's not sitting around going, oh, that damn wood's not what it says. It's not what it says it was. So they can draw attention to it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's it. That's the Bleepers having coffee on the couch. First episode. So thanks for listening in. If you don't have reputation management, get it in place. If you don't know how to do that, send us an email or whatever. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Cheers.
Laters.